Hello, 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 everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder, Pat Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. How is everyone doing this morning? Good morning, Davey. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, George. Hit the mic like button. I completely agree. Good morning, Options 22. VIX gapping down in 1989 pre-market. The market's at the top. Time to roll over. I also think today's a perfect day in the summer to, if you got to trade, you just trade through, European close and then take the rest of the day off, adjust stops, and just don't overdo it today. We got consumer sentiment at 9 a.m. Central, 30 minutes after the open. And then just take it easy. Enjoy the summer. Good morning, Josh. There could be some profit taken this afternoon, weekly cycles at the top. It's a good day to not force anything. If you want to force something, force hitting that subscribe button, ringing that bell, and hitting that like button. Longer term subscribers, you know what to do. I mean, this is the perfect time when you need to take some time and just enjoy the benefits of being in the markets and being able to take a break, because there's no reason to force stuff to get. Again, I'm expecting consumer sentiment to come in better. Doesn't really matter what I'm expecting. It matters the market's reaction to it. We are at a little toppy area. We've have the weekly cycles pinned for a while, which generally means we can get a more unexpected move, more volatility, unexpected moves. The problem with really being over aggressively short is we're trading back down into a lot of stopping points. Pretty much minorly up market this morning. Got a little bounce off yesterday's lows. FOMC, you had the Fed's daily stressing that 50 basis point hike, more so than the 75. So we'll see if that continues to be the narrative moving forward, especially after the CPI and PPI numbers. Also, do keep in mind, we are in positive gamma territory. We have options expiration next week. And the big numbers are, I think, around 4150 to 4200. And what does positive gamma territory means? It means that both sell-offs and rallies have a dampening effect. It doesn't start you don't start getting into neutral gamma territory until back below 4132, and you don't really start accelerating into negative gamma territory till really back down, closer to 4100. So please do keep that in mind. You can see if this does come up. Maybe it won't right now. It's not going to. But put calls by strike. 4150 and 4200 are some big areas for next week. By the way, nothing much going on with the opens. With earnings. We're really winding down earnings season. Just putting that up for the sake of completeness. Good morning, Ahmet. Day off to do some projects around the house. See, you got the right idea. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Anissa. Hope your day's gone well so far. For all those European viewers that tune in, thank you again for tuning in. Are they delisting Baba? I do not know. I'm a little behind on some news feed. I have not seen anything. This is for sure. The Fed's action working at the office has slowed down. The Fed's actions is working at the office slowed down, and patients are cautious. Something in the market is quite optimistic. Morning, Ramsafal. I see 5K subscribers. Did we hit 5K? Did we hit 5K? Now it's up to us to keep it. We've been doing the push. We have been doing the push higher, so maybe we did. I have not had a chance to look this morning. I've been busy. Also, when you do have 5 dogs and it's a nice morning, a little cool here, but it's a nice morning. You get multiple dog walk shifts. Morning, John. Hey, Connor. Oh, we did hit 5K. Wow, we hit 5K. Congratulations, everyone. Big 5K Friday. 5K Friday. So let's see. Thank you very much for the congrats. Again, we'll probably do something special for everybody. We've hit 5K. We'll figure out what to do. Thank you, options. Thank you. Let's get through to the markets. This is a fabulous Friday. All the more reason to take some time off and relax today. Maybe I can keep pumped a little more work into the percent B thing so we get that out sooner rather than later, which is the goal. Subscriptions only go up from here. I hope so. I hope so. They only go up. Now we got to hit 10K. Now we got to hit 10K. Wouldn't that be impressive for a silly technical analysis channel? Oh boy. Oh boy. Thank you, Lauren. I didn't even look this morning. I really didn't realize that till you guys did it. Hey, Ted. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. Thank you so much. Let's double. I agree. Let's double it. Let's treat it like an options play and double it overnight. All right, here's what I'm keying off of. Again, don't overdo it today. The bigger picture, we've had this massive run up. I mean, 4 green weeks out of this break. We're at cycle tops. We're at RSI overbought. We're at a lot of toppy area. Yes, I'm still watching for the higher prices, but this needs at least some kind of pullback. And what I've said before is you have multiple pullback areas. Minor is 4182, more significant is 4155. Then you have 4094. Then you have 4016. That's why shorts are going to be very, very tactical into this. Now, this morning with consumer sentiment, I don't even think that's not enough of a potential double top to reverse anything. If we do break down, I'm using the harmonics from yesterday's price action, especially with a bar like yesterday's. Those are wonderful bars to use, single bar harmonics. I get bullish intraday above 42.39. All right. But I am watching for some selling to come in this afternoon, especially with everything out of the way now and cycles at the major top and these major weekly ramps. I'm watching for that. But here's the levels I'll key off of: 42.38, 42.46, 42.53 to the upside. Breaking down, we got this 42.24 would just be minor off the open. My real key area would be about 42.09, and then I'd target 4,200 to 4,202, and then 41.18 should we start getting some acceleration. And then if you get something more so in here, 41.56. Why I'm saying, again, see here, we're holding now. We pulled back to the 4-hour rotation zone. This is why I like the 4-hour rotation zones, because it keeps you sane. Right now, see, we're rotating up, and yes, we could be putting in a little topping pattern. I'd actually love us to get above the 75 today and then possibly put in a little minor double top into this clear path move for a reversal pattern starting next week. But why I say be cautious until we can really get below this 4,200 area. Look at the bottom of the 4-hour rotation zone. We could dip back down and still rotate back up. Below this 4,200, I start getting a little more interesting. You do have to keep in mind, though, being a Friday, I'd aggressively start keying off this 41.83 before getting super hyper into that, into this clear path move. But this is why clear path moves are so important, because you see there, and then you can go down and look at the 1 hour because you have a clear path move below here, but you have a stopping area right in here. So that's really important. So keep in mind this big, especially for next week, if we start getting this rollover and get out of this massively overbought condition, keep in mind traveling back into the CPI explosion print, because there are very few stopping points down there. You see this? I mean, here's your 15-minute. This leads to vacuum. Especially, this is where it's handy to fine-tune it. But you see this 41.83 level, and I'm not just talking today. I'm especially not talking today. But you see this? This is a vacuum area for next week. So make sure you jot that down. I'm spending a little extra time doing some teaching this morning. Let's add a 0. I agree. Option 50,000. Let's go. You know what? If we could get it to 100,000, wouldn't that be funny to get a plaque eventually for this channel hitting the YouTube plaque level? We could probably do it eventually. Once things really go to crap mode, a lot of people will be attracted to this stuff. The live is boring, but I don't know why I'm addicted to it. Well, then why are you here, Coco? Does anybody else think this is boring? 1 million. I don't think it'll be 1 million. Ah, Ramsafall, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. We're trying to keep it real for people. Hey, Christoph, thank you for being here. Vacuum meaning clear path, meaning it's once you get into that area, that vacuum, there's not, it's like you think of a vacuum in space or like a vacuum tube where you suck all the air out of it so you can collapse really rapidly into that. People are voting for 1 million. We're at 5K. We got to get through that. Thank you, Christoph. Great job, Dave. Yes. With the donations again. Jake the Snake with a super chat. Thank you on the 5Ks. Anyone who thinks this is boring needs their pulse checked. My monthly super chat. I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate all the congrats. It was nice it happened on a Friday, at least a calmer Friday. Let's get through stuff also. I start getting more interesting in the NASDAQ if we do break above this 13,431 in the open, but 13,466, and then we got to close above there. I'm targeting the higher prices, but that's just for this morning. Remember, NASDAQ, we have descending trend line. Let me just take these off real quick. Weekly cycles at the top, overbought area against the 50-week. Major topping area up here, but can't get overly super bearish just yet. We do have a divergence on the daily, but look at all this. Even with a rollover play, look at all the support back at even 12,950 with the daily rotation zone. Breakdown levels today. Oh, let me bring back up. There we go. Breakdown levels for today. Can't get overly bearish till about below 13,300, 13,315. Dow's actually holding up the best. Actually tapped the 62.5. So on a break play, I'm actually most interested in the Dow to the long side. 33,533, then 33,579, and then a potential topping area. Breakdown doesn't get until about 33,301. I don't need to go through a bunch of these. Again, there's tight targets on these. The Dow, if we really broke higher, 33,763. NASDAQ, if we really broke higher, would be 13,618. Not expecting it, but that's your target. That's your key target for that. We already finished those reverse harmonics also from yesterday. And S&P, I forgot to do this. If we did break higher from yesterday's high, 42.72. Russell hitting this key area. Let me raise the, I got to raise these. Yeah, I'll do that later. Come on. We'll do that a little bit against the harmonic. So Russell would be 2009 as a top. DAX, I'm really watching this 13,831 to see where this closes today. If it does make a little push higher, that's really it. There's not much to the downside. Notes, we got a little consolidation off yesterday's support, but unless we break below 118.30, nothing looking to the downside, and now back to the upside, 119.28. Otherwise, this is still consolidation. Daily cycles at the bottom. I'm being patient. Weekly cycles rolling over. I will get super interested once these weekly cycles get closer to the bottom for another potential long play with that massive head and shoulders area. Crude hitting that first target. Again, this is why we look at the rotation zone. Running up, hit the first target against the rotation zone, and now pausing. So this was a stop reduction. Where would that stop reduction be? That stop reduction would be on a closing basis below 90.06. I'd make it 89.95. Other than this, this is an aggressive bounce play still for crude. You got daily cycles at the top, weekly cycles still at the bottom. I'm still potentially watching for this return to the weekly rotation zone. We don't need to go through some of this other stuff. Dollar index, little bounce back, still trying to hold this weekly key area, but there's not much going on as long as it's in this consolidation. By the way, if it does close above this, this would be a super aggressive %B buy. A super aggressive %B buy with a divergence. So lower low in the price action, higher low in the RSI. So that would be an aggressive trade coming out of the weekly potential rotation zone, your stop would have to be a little farther beyond the weekly rotation zone, and that would be a dollar bounce play. Which, if we start getting a pullback in the market, you could see some dollar strength coming in. VIX, not much, a little gap up, and then a reversal play, pre-market 1989. Unless we start really accelerating above 21, not super aggressive to the downside. That why 21? We got the rotation zone, but more importantly, that's the area of the final breakdown with these two lows and this key spike high. The key spike high was 2085. So unless we get above there, not really, and that's not just for today, not really aggressive to the downside. Let's see. I got to get back through. Where do we sit? Look, I'm going back here. Hey, Lauren, $5 for 5K. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're educating, not hyping. This channel is not for all. What are you? I'm not hyping? I'm not hyping enough? You're the goat of goats. Lauren, good job, Lauren. Thank you. Love you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Way to go on the Super Chats crew. Boring would be not be the adjective I use at all, especially when you're on our Elon rant. I love those. Everybody here, I think everybody is, I agree, everybody here are goats, are a team of goats, because they all want to learn and learn. Everybody wants to learn. I'm a little out. What does GOAT signify? There you go. Ramsfeld, greatest of all time. Or it's just an animal that likes to eat a lot of grass. So let's see. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. Really, you want bingo again? Hey, Anissa, again, thank you for being here. Let's say we'll look at Bitcoin and then we'll get through some stuff. Bitcoin coming up close at 50% level. Boy, this is still, look at all this selling pressure. Once the NAS rolls over, I think Bitcoin's going to have some problems again. And I'm not talking the minor rollover. I'm talking the major rollover. There's not much to do in Bitcoin unless we get a close below 24,975. Technically, that's the level for the bullish area. And then I'd start playing it closer to this 26 area, 26.8. Breakdown still is 22.5. But given this upwards channel, there's a lot of key support. So we really got to get through that 62.5 of this up move before I get serious interested in shorts and long-term and short. Tesla, we're going to get another little pre-market gap up, of course. Still, we have this double. Just a reminder, double. First target has been hit. So if you're playing this for the longer term, that is stop reduction. Your stop on a closing basis, 902.29. On a walkaway basis, it's 915.13. Remember, it's against the daily rotation zone. So if it does roll over today, I'd be really targeting 835.16. And that interesting that stop level is right around that flat 200. Oh, you wanted, who won bingo? No, I don't think nothing. Oh, bingo did that break. This is not something I am interested in trading at all. If you're trailing, these are gamble plays to me. But your key area, you don't want to close back below 234. And reversal, if it gets another pump today, looks like we could be running out of the pump move. So before that, I'd focus on 276 and then 234 to the downside. To the upside on this little bar, I'd focus at 355 if it's going to try to get another pump play. 370, you need a close above 386 though, but between 370, if the pumps come back in between 370 and 386, I'd watch for another rollover. Again, I don't like these plays because they're not based off of sane price action. They're based off of the pumps in the Reddit boards. That's your analysis, though. Longer term, this is going back down below $1. I am teaching you how to fish. You got it right. That's the point. That's completely the point. You're welcome, Jacob. Can you do TGL? They say it's the next HGK. Oh, jeez. You know, oh boy. Can I do this? Treasure Global? Yeah. Here's what you do. When I have something like this, it's those trades like I would with an IPO. You use your single bar harmonics. You're trading right at the 37.5, key support 12.21, then 10.27. You start getting close below 10.27, you're going to retarget the lower end of the spectrum. All right. You start getting a close above 30 this area, then I target 15.99 then 17.89. If it starts getting the pump play to the upside, you're going to use, and this is also how I do the same thing for IPO. I really hate pump plays. I really hate this crap. This is, Treasure Global. It's just going to be what it is. But here's the areas you want to do things in IPO. You want to use your harmonics. Should it break to new highs, 21.71, 23.61, that gives you price action. That's the best way to try to play that if you're determined to play it. Personally, I steer clear of that kind of stuff. I'd rather, do stuff with better probabilities other than you wants 9. Well, it's not what you want, Dark Screen. It's not what you want. It's what the market is. I have not seen any forums. I mean, unless something came out this morning, I have not seen any forums about Larry Ellison, and it looks like there is additional selling pressure. And I would not be surprised if it is Larry. Mike, is one of the reasons for the recent market run part mean reversion to moving averages and easing rates to help with the margin accounts? No, I mean, the reason, all right, you have a couple things behind the recent market run. A, you got the juicing of all the shorts, which is why I call it a go-go market, because that's not sustainable long term. You got a lot of money sitting on the sidelines that sat out from the spring, and now they're chasing the market higher. They're putting a lot of money to work in this is not a high liquidity market. It's a summer market. It's a summer market. And you have a lot of money being put to work. You also have stock buybacks that kicked back in as of last Friday. And you have a lot of stock buybacks going right now. So into a low liquidity market, you do have that kind of stuff going on. So this is why it's not and you shrugged off a lot of stuff, shrugged off guidance, and you have the non-GAAP earnings juice still going on. So it's just coming out of overbought condition. I mean, oversold conditions with a lot of upside juice. That's really the play for it. You don't have great valuations yet. Sorry for some background noise. There's another house being constructed. Yeah, this is your short for this head and shoulders. It's only valid to the first and second targets. 23, 227, 22, 908. Your stop level. Still, you did not hit the first, so you'd still be on the overall key stop levels, which would be the conservative stop would be 24,495. A more aggressive stop would be, based off of that this declining trend line. But you start getting back above 24,350, it'd be edgy. But that's your 1 hour head and shoulders, and it is valid because it's reversing this move. You can't go back down to this move. Now, if it hit the second target and we got accelerated momentum and you had the NASDAQ rolling over, especially for next week, you could see a little bit, but you see overall this runs back to this key support area. Now, remember also going into the weekend, if it doesn't hit these patterns, it's because liquidity goes down with with the cryptos into the weekend, so it's a riskier pattern to play on a Friday. With that, we got 1 minute to the open. Sentiment in 30 minutes, so you could see some volatility going into that. That's going to be the main play for me, and then winding down into European Open. People look at how the market play each month. Like, for example, in May, they said sell and man go away. Do you believe in that? Let's talk about that after the close. That's better. You're welcome, Anissa. You're welcome, Amit. There we go. I'm going to jump to the open. Bye for now.